Welcome back. From heightened security at local mosques to addressing the rash of residential burglaries, it's been a busy week at the LA County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, I've got Sheriff Robert Luna back to break down some of the issues that could impact you, your family. Just really quickly, wanted to ask you about the fire situation here. We know that there's no fires in LA County right now, but Jen was walking in going like, are there fires going on right now? Because there was so much
smoke in the air, even in West LA.
And we're so reminded about, even with the Altadena fires, some of the heroics from all your sheriff's deputies there. But it's crazy because it's like the heat is not as bad, the winds don't seem as bad as a situation, but here it comes, right?
Yeah, and first of all, thank you for having me on. And anytime there's any fire around us, we are on full alert from the Sheriff's Department, LA County Sheriff's Department. I have somebody embedded up in Ventura County just to get firsthand account of what's occurring. And then from a county perspective, actually right now at 8 a.m., we have a meeting of all LA County department heads where the focus is fires. Are we ready? Are we prepared? What are we doing? And for us at the Sheriff's Department, we've been very good at this for decades. So we have pre-deployed some resources. We have many others on standby. But if it's we're looking at the weather, we're looking at the winds. Maria will tell us where the winds are blowing, and then depending on those winds, we may have to activate more folks. And we deal with fires all the time. But you said it earlier, the Palisades fire, the Eaton fire, still very fresh in our minds, lessons learned that we have from there. But if I could say anything as we prepare for fire season, and even if hopefully we pray that this doesn't hit LA County and we hope that everything goes good in Ventura County, something that we modified, a learning lesson for us, is when we issue evacuation orders, we now look at the map much closer than we ever have, and we used to issue warnings here, orders there. If we have a section where we're doing an evacuation order, it is highly likely that the adjacent reporting districts or districts that we look at will also get orders. And we learned that from the two big fires that we had. But this means that the reason we didn't do it before, we didn't want to inconvenience more people. But what we learned is, hey, life safety comes first, but we don't want people to think, oh, just another order or another warning. You have to take it serious. Because as we learned through Palisades and Eaton, people can lose their lives and did lose their lives and property. So remember this, if you get that order or you get that warning, take the warning serious. And if you get an order, please leave your home when the deputy sheriffs or firefighters are telling you to do so, or you're getting the alerts from our Office of Emergency Management.
Another area that we've been on high alert surrounding our mosques, that horrific shooting that happened on Monday, 5 people were killed in San Diego. I'm sure that your deputies have been on extra high alert when it comes to these places of worship?
100%. It's so sad to think. And we talk about mosque, or we talk about our neighbors in the Muslim community, but it wasn't too long ago that we're talking about our Jewish neighbors. These attacks on faith-based institutions are absolutely unacceptable. So yes, from the Sheriff's Department, we have one of the best intelligence units anywhere. And we are constantly communicating with people around the world and around the country to give us the most updated information on what's happening.
Have you been seeing a rise in threats?
We have seen our hate crimes have actually dipped for things that are being reported to the Sheriff's Department, but our hate incidences are going way up. And faith-based ones specifically for our Jewish community and Muslim community they're growing.
How significantly are they growing?
Well, for the hate incidences, they're up about 190%.
Wow.
And I want to say with those numbers, 190% is a difference between 10 last year and 29 this year. So they're up 19. That's the actual number. With the hate crimes, at least what's reported to us, has gone down. But I want to emphasize that not everybody always feels comfortable reporting it to us. So I'm going to say it's probably unreported. But a couple of points I want to make just for the viewing public. One, I don't want anyone to look at this as it's us versus them. Well, it's them. It's them, the Jewish community. It's them, the Muslim community. This impacts all of us. And we really have to pay attention to what's happening. So I don't want to overuse the term, you see something, you say something, but think about this incident. The mother of one of the suspects called the police and said, I think there's a problem.
That's right. She did the right thing.
She did the absolute.
Immediately called authorities.
Took a lot of courage to do that. Can you imagine being that mom thinking, I got to call in on my son? But this is what we have to do for anybody. And in the digital space or social media, when you read something that's like, this is not normal, you need to call us right away. Because that call, you're not bugging us, let us look into it. You literally can save lives. Because this security officer who, a heroic, if he wouldn't have done what he did, how many kids would have been impacted? And for those of us who have children, think about this. Forget about the religions for a second. Can you imagine dropping off your kids at school?
There were 100 children inside that mosque.
Yes. And you're driving away, you praying that your kids are safe, and then you hear about something like this. This should make everybody think that it isn't just about a faith, that it is all about all of us. And the unhumanistic rhetoric that you read about and hear about out there, we need to put a stop to it. That is nonsense. You combine mental illness, guns, and hate, that is a recipe for disaster. So we have to be very cautious.
Well, it was heartwarming to see people of all faiths coming together yesterday and standing up against that. And you know, these are supposed to be safe spaces. So yeah, it takes all of us to.
Places of worship, those should be hands off. Really, any mass shooting is ridiculous. But you think of somewhere where you go worship and you leave your kids, teachers who are committed to our children. We cannot have this. This is we cannot ever accept this as a normal. And I think that's sort of where we're going. Let's work together in law enforcement, media, and our community. This is 100% unacceptable.
But vigilance, looking out for each other as neighbors is critically important. You're also joining other top law enforcement officials at 9:30 to talk about this rash of home burglaries we're hearing.
Yes. The last time I was here, I brought in a camera.
That's right.
That was wrapped up in artificial turf. And those are the things we're going to talk about today. But I want the community to know that these residential burglaries are a very serious issue. And I've talked to many residents that are very concerned. They're concerned about their safety, their family. People are saying, hey, I want a gun to protect my property. So people need to know that we in law enforcement are working collectively. Myself, Chief McDonald, or meaning the Sheriff's Department, LAPD, and other law enforcement agencies, along with the district attorney. People understand that we are paying attention. It is a priority for us, and we are making arrests. And in there, we will be giving tips, just like I did to your viewers last time I was here, about being vigilant or not putting things on social media, showing off a lot of your stuff, because those crooks are paying attention. But those crooks need to know that we're paying attention to them, and that's what we'll be talking about more in depth. And we'll give examples of arrests that we've made and we'll continue to make. You're doing this, we're going to get you. And you shouldn't be breaking into people's houses. That is 100% unacceptable.
I won't lie. I started getting into my neighbor's business after you came on the show last time. I was looking around people's lawns. Is that the box that I see that you brought on? Last time,
and I'm posting less too, because I'm like, listen, they know
Post
even
less,
when I'm.
Be vigilant. You're out walking in your neighborhood. You see something suspicious, you got to give us a call. There are people who do surveillances, drones. Oh, if you see a suspicious drone, give us a call. Let us know what's happening. Everybody needs to know that, again, just like everything else, we need to watch each other's backs.
Well, social media is a window into your life, but you don't want that window to be too big, where people are going to take advantage of that.
It's like the old peeping Tom thing,
Yes,
you know?
letting people know when you're going to be gone and that I'm not at my house to protect my property.
I'm in Paris and not in LA.
Right. Come on by. You know?
Let's talk about the staffing issues there at the Sheriff's Department now. There's word now of temporary overtime and spending cutbacks there within the department. How's that going to impact the department?
Staffing is a challenge. Staffing is a challenge for every large law enforcement agency everywhere in the country. We are no different. The first thing I think about when I think about staffing is thanking my men and women, because a lot of them are working mandatory overtime. Some love it, Some are like, I need more time with my family. But either way, their families are sacrificing a whole lot. And it goes back years. Because when I walked in, there were significant staffing shortages. And if you look at the previous cuts to the sheriff's department, a lot of the money went away, but the jobs we were doing didn't go away. So we're trying to fill those gaps of what we were doing before, trying to do the best we can. So what I'm doing right now is I'm mitigating this by, making sure that we're watching all the overtime we're working, discretionary overtime, really tightening our belt with supplies, travel, those kind of things. But I want our community to know this. We will still pay overtime when it comes to public safety. We're talking whether it's burglaries or violent crime and things that we need to do. That will never stop. We will figure out a way to use the resources we have in the most efficient manner. But yes, we're working harder today. I want to say, I always say that 75% or 100% of the people we have now is about 23, 24% less than what we had in years past, but then yet they're still doing 100% of that work. And that's where the mandatory overtime comes in. But I'm at the table right now. There's a couple of things to mitigate that. I'm asking for a raise for our deputies so we don't start losing more deputies to other agencies, because there's always a competition. There are other retention strategies that I'm utilizing to try and keep people here through people deferring their retirement. But our recruitment is up. It's up about 27%, so we're doing pretty good there, better than we have in years. So I'm always going to put in this plug. If you ever wanted to join the best sheriff's department in the country, we're recruiting, we're hiring, and you guys look like perfect candidates. Come out and test. Yeah, we'll get you out there.
Actually,
best job in the world.
Know somebody, so I'm going to get the information from you before you leave, Sheriff. Yeah.
Sheriff Luna, as always, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Be right back.
All right. Yeah, I have a friend and her kid. 8:30 on this Wednesday. Thanks for sticking with us on Good Day LA. I'm Bobby Castro.
And I'm Jen Lammers. Let's get over to Maria. She's got to check on our forecast and those winds later on today.
Yeah, absolutely. We still have those winds, definitely the offshore winds, those Santa Anas this morning. It will shift as we get into the afternoon. That's the good news. The bad news is it will still be gusty, especially in and around those fires and also the mountains and the deserts. But the marine layer will be moving in. The weather will change as we get into tomorrow. You will notice as we will then look for the marine layer to really influence our weather. We will get that May gray weather pattern back just in time for the holiday weekend. We just got to get through today. And today that fire danger is high because of some even hotter temperatures we're expecting. Yesterday was 87 degrees in downtown LA. Today we're expecting it to be even hotter. Looking at our temperature change even from 24 hours ago, it's already 8 degrees warmer right now than it was yesterday at this hour in Ontario. +7 in Burbank, +7 as well in Lancaster. Already 4 degrees warmer in Santa Monica, Torrance, and Santa Ana. So we're already off to a warmer start. 89 is what we're expecting for downtown. That is well above the average of 74. That sunset a little later each day at 7:51 this evening. These are the highs. 92 in Woodland Hills today, 89 in Santa Clarita, 86 in Palmdale, 91 in Ontario. Big Bear eventually 68. Very nice up into the mountains, 97 warmer in Palm Springs. I'll share the rest of my forecast in the 7-day in just a few moments. But first, checking in on traffic, we've got Samara with a look at our freeways. Hey, Samara.
Good morning, Marie. Good morning, everyone. So it's pretty much warm everywhere you go. Make sure your air conditioning unit in your vehicle is in full working order. We do have this latest accident, brand new one, out towards the Glendora area. If you've got commute plans on the westbound side of 210 at Grand Avenue, 2 vehicles collided. It is off to the right shoulder, but there is enough activity that's going to delay you. So we've got moderate to slowing behind that collision. We've got 43 minutes. Your ride from downtown to get to Santa Monica, a little over half an hour, 110 northbound from the 405 coming inbound, and it is definitely slow and go. Westbound 60 from the 57 coming in from the Diamond Bar area. Here's a live Caltrans camera look of the 405 Ventura Boulevard. Not too bad on the northbound side. Southbound, higher volume. Back to you, too.
All right, Samana, thank you. Let's get to this breaking news this morning. Former Massachusetts Congressman Barney Frank has died at the age of 86. The Democrat served in the U.S. House for more than 30 years. Congressman Frank was one of the first openly gay members of Congress, known as an advocate for LGBTQ rights, affordable housing, and for designing the bank bailout back in 2008. He retired from Congress in 2013.
All right, 8:35 on now to the Sandy fire that's burning in Simi Valley.
Yeah, Gigi Graciette is there on the ground with a live look at the situation there. Gigi.
That's right. The firefight now is focused primarily on the aerial water drops, and we can see behind the camera several choppers. They're scouting the area. They're looking for any hot spots, and we're just below Runkle Canyon, and this is where the fire is focused. Runkle Canyon, where it meets the Albertson Fire Road, sometimes called the Albertson Motorway. And although they look like not much is happening, the hot spots are dangerous, and this is what the Ventura County Fire Department is focused on right now, getting water on them to make sure the fire doesn't spread. Now, we have some video we shot for you just a short while ago of the coordinated effort. You see there, Ventura County Fire, the Fire Hawk carrying about 1,000 gallons of water, and they can disperse that water in increments of hundreds of gallons. They choose where to drop it aboard at least 3 people, and you have those fire chiefs, and they're spotting and they're telling the pilot exactly where they want that water drop to happen. So the aerial firefight is extremely important, and those choppers do have sirens on them. So if you live in this area, if you live near Sequoia, you might hear the sirens from those choppers. That's just to warn anyone down below that they are about to make a drop. The conditions today are going to be very similar to those that we saw yesterday. The big concern, and you heard Maria Quiban talking about it just a short while ago, the wind in the afternoon that can just push that fire. We have some video, an inside look at the Fire Hawk, those firefighters doing those aerial drops, very precise, very coordinated. And you can hear the siren right there. You may be able to make it out. That siren warning folks down below, including the hand crews, the firefighters, that a drop is about to be made. We also have some Nest camera footage, some security camera footage from Simi Valley shared with us by the Ventura County Fire Department, just to show how fast a neighborhood can be engulfed, not only by fire and flames, but by smoke. And smoke can be equally as dangerous. Health-wise, smoke inhalation, a huge concern. And also, if you're about to evacuate, smoke can be very dangerous because you simply can't see where you're going. 43,700 people remain under an evacuation order. The fire holding at just under 1,700 acres today with about 15% containment. That's up 10% from yesterday, what we saw yesterday. But this is still a very active firefight, and the big concern that firefighters are going to be focusing on today, the afternoon wind and any shift in the fire's direction that can bring with them. So if you live in Simi Valley, if you're anywhere near the fire, please stay tuned to Fox 11. Stay tuned to your official sources like the Ventura County Fire Department for updated information. Reporting live in Simi, I'm Gigi Graciette. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Gigi, thank you so much. We have new developments from the Ebola outbreak in the Congo and Uganda.
Yeah, Brooke is here with more. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, let's get to it. An American medical missionary is tested positive for Ebola. Dr. Peter Stafford works for SURGE. Well, that's an international Christian missionary organization, and the organization has confirmed he had been working in Congo when he got sick. Meanwhile, the U.S. is fast-tracking up to 50 response clinics in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Uganda that can screen for the virus and, if needed, provide triage and isolation. Now, this particular strain of Ebola is concerning to doctors because it's largely unknown. There is no vaccine. There is no treatment.
This is Bundibugyo Ebola virus. So this is a more rare species of Ebola virus for which we have no vaccine or specific treatment. There's nothing even close to ready for clinical trials.
The CDC on Monday invoked Title 42 to block entry into the U.S. from 3 affected countries. A province in Congo is believed to be the hotspot. More than 130 people have died from this Ebola outbreak in Congo and Uganda, and at this time there are at least 600 suspected cases.
So you said no treatment and no vaccine for this. I'm sure this is something that WHO is working on, CDC is working on, coming up with some sort of plan here.
For sure, multiple countries working on it. I believe they say that they could be some 3 months away from clinical trials for a vaccine in India. And 9 months at least from any actual vaccine.
Meanwhile, those numbers just keep growing.
They keep rising.
Yeah.
And how's the doctor doing?
Yeah, so the hospital in Germany has not released any information on his current status, but we know, I saw reporting from The Guardian that said that when he was being flown to Germany, that he couldn't visibly stand on his own, that he was very, very sick at that point. We know that he unknowingly operated on someone who had Ebola. This is before we even knew about the outbreak. And you know, it's interesting because that kind of plays into a big part of all of this. What's so different about this, we've been talking about this all week, that this had already grown rapidly before health officials even knew about the outbreak, which is different from what we've seen before.
Yeah, it's a big problem. Hopefully they can get a wrangle on it for sure. Brooke, thank you.
Of course.
Meantime, new data shows Affordable Care Act enrollment is projected to plunge as costs rise. Healthcare research nonprofit KFF found the program's participants could drop by more than 20% this year. That's nearly 5 million people. The report also found the average participant's deductible has risen more than $1,000, and the average monthly premium payment has increased by $65. The rising costs are in part a result of the health subsidies that expired earlier this year, which helped the vast majority of Americans pay for their coverage. All right.
Oh, boy.
You brought treats.
I brought snacks.
Oh, my gosh.
We're
We
celebrating
love snacks.
summer blockbuster season. So hold on. Ready, Bob? Coming your way.
Okay.
Do-do-do-do. This is the way.
You should have used the force.
I should have used, the force was a little bit weak on that. I should have done it again. To know Pedro Pascal is to love him, especially as the Mandalorian. And even though he's a top guy in the galaxy, deep down, he's a SoCal guy with some lasting Orange County memories. Mandalorian, Amanda Lorian.
Mandalorian.
Yes.
What are you waiting for? Hang on.
The beloved bounty hunter of Grogu's galaxy is back. And this time, they're on the big screen, bringing the heat and the cute. The people are so jealous of your relationship.
To Grogu?
Yes, but like...
He belongs to the world.
He belongs to the world, but how was he on set? Tell us everything.
He's as professional as can be.
I love it. We don't like a diva.
The easiest. I like loads of divas.
Was Grogu a little bit of a diva?
No, Grogu is not a diva. He is an utter professional and incredibly generous scene partner.
You good?
Protect him at all costs, which
Yes.
you do so well. I call him Groguito.
Groguito.
Yes. So I asked John and Dave, I said, in your own partnership, who's the Mandalorian and who's the Grogu?
That is such a great question.
We have the Mandalorian and Grogu, but we also have this dynamic partnership behind the scenes. Who is the Mandalorian in the partnership? Who's the Grogu?
He's the Mandalorian.
Is that right? I appreciate that, John. It's very nice of you.
You little cutie patootie.
Maybe I don't
He's
see
the
it that way.
armorer also. He's everything. He's a lot of different
Stop it.
types. But he's Dave has been my Sherpa.
He has the Force, that's for sure. So he's both. 100%.
Yeah. I want to talk about the Pedro Pascal connection.
We got to Orange County when I was like 11, turning 12.
Yeah. What
Went
is
to
your
Newport
memory?
Beach Elementary. I did 2 years at Corona Del Mar High School, and then I got into the performing arts program.
I know.
Called, at the time it was called Orange County High School of the Arts. And it was like on and off campus of Los Alamitos High School, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Had a great time. Got my driver's license, never saw me again.
Yeah, that's right. Cruising up PCH.
Mm-hmm.
What is something you learned from your Orange County Performing Arts High School that you still carry with you today on set?
Everything. I mean, I think what I learned or what I experienced was the joy of it, the joy of your peers and the joy of performing and being on stage and the community part of it. And that more than anything, that's what it can feel like. You know, these are very immediate families that form themselves on sets, on stage experiences, television shows. It's a human community experience.
Yeah.
And so that, I think, high school performing arts experience it saved me.
Oh, you're making me tear up. I know it was. It was a great place.
What else could it do, you know? I mean, it really is a profoundly important development of my life that I couldn't live without. That's why I'm here.
I love that. Me too.
There you go.
It's like a club, you know. I went to Performing Arts High School, so when you meet someone else that's gone to Performing Arts High School, you just feel a bond with them.
That's right. There's that kinship.
There's that kinship there. So, yeah, Pedro Pascal.
Who knew?
Who knew?
And
I love that man so much.
I do too. You know, this wasn't.
I love him too.
Yeah,
he's a gem.
This wasn't my first time talking to Pedro Pascal. You know, I want to mention The Mandalorian and Grogu hits theaters tomorrow, but are you ready from a little blast from the Star Wars past?
Yes, please.
Here we go to Fanaheim. Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
I love your hat.
This was me at Halloween. My
No
name's
way.
Amanda, but I was the Amandalorian on Good Day.
Mandalorian. Oh my God, the dog's original name?
January Bones.
January Bones.
Here.
Look at you. Oh, let me just say hello.
It's been a minute.
Isn't it nice to look back into your eyes?
Tell me about what it's like.
Bye.
Still waiting for my doll back. No, just kidding. They were so fun. I also talked to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau that day. And I want to point out, so I was standing there on the press line with other members of the media. And Jon Favreau just comes up to me immediately, takes my doll and signs it because I think he thought I was a fan.
No way.
With my little headband on, and I go, okay. So I just started interviewing him while he's signing my Grogu. But the Hollywood Reporter took a photo of that, and they posted the headline, Jon Favreau signs a fan's doll.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, it's not untrue. You're a fan.
It's true.
So there you go.
I'm both. I was on assignment, and I'm a fan. I brought you guys the special Grogu wafers, because if you watch the series, you know that he loves a blue cookie.
Snacks.
That's cute.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
I know you already ate
We
one,
love treats
but
around.
their vanilla wafers are just blue.
We have a poll.
Yes, we do have a poll. Maybe Pedro Pascal should play you in a movie, Bob, because we're asking.
I'll take it.
Would you allow someone to make a film about your life? 38% say lights, camera, action. Go to foxla.com/vote. Vote in our poll, but also let us know who you'd want to play you in a movie, and who should play Bob. We're still
Who should play Bob?
I still think Henry Golding would be good for you.
He thinks it should be Jacob Elordi.
Timothy Chalamet.
Okay, we're in the wrong. We're in the wrong
lanky
casting.
white boy era right now, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Coming up.
Why not?
And who
Head
would
on
play
over.
Jen? And who would play Jen?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Minka
for you.
Kelly.
Yeah. Head on over to Aquarium of the Pacific to explore the deep sea.
Hi, Coco. Oh, we don't have Coco. Coco's going to be coming up here with Jelly Dreamscapes. First, let's get to some.
You have
Just
me.
read the words on the teleprompter.
You have one
There you go. One word at a time, Bob. Good Daily Traffic is sponsored by the offices of Jacob and Ronnie. Call jacob.com. We do have a brand new crash. This involves a couple vehicles, and it is taking away the HOV lane right there on the southbound side of 605 at Whittier Boulevard. And we are picking up, yes, heavier delays, speeds down to 8 miles an hour. If this is part of your commute right now, you want to make sure you plan accordingly. And here's a beautiful look at the 210, both directions, moving along. Really nice at this hour. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
So I do hot yoga every day. After the accident, my lower back was so stiff I couldn't move, and I called Jacob. They treated me like a king. I did not have to deal with anything. If you're in an accident, call Jacob. Call Jacob.
And this weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. On this Wednesday, we start with mostly sunny skies. However, that being said, we do have this haze over us right now, particularly harmful to our lungs. All of this smoke and fine particulate matter really prompting the National Weather Service to issue an air quality alert. So if you are very sensitive to this, if you have any respiratory issue, you definitely want to stay indoors and away from that harmful particulate matter. Weather-wise, we still have the winds this morning. It's going to shift and be more of an onshore flow this afternoon, but until then, it will be sunny, it will be dry, it will be hot, and still quite breezy. Here's our futurecast. It's going to be more of an onshore flow by tonight to tomorrow. So Thursday, I think everyone will notice SoCal wide, and then that marine layer will move in just in time for this upcoming holiday weekend. We'll be back to the May gray weather pattern well into the early part of next week, even producing some light drizzle. So that's the good news. Temperatures will cool down, yes, but it'll still be slightly above the average. Low 70s there on the sand or upper 60s. Surf heights 2 to 4 feet from Ventura south into San Diego. 71 along our coast, cooling to the upper 60s as we get to the upcoming Memorial Day holiday. Downtown LA, hotter today, 89, but look how it gets down to 74 on Monday, which is average for the day. 92 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, looking at plenty of sunshine and then some low cloud cover returning by next week. 68 degrees up into the mountains like Big Bear, lots of sunshine. What a beautiful holiday weekend coming up in the low 70s there. The high desert, 86 degrees today, and of course a lot hotter in the Coachella Valley in the upper 90s there, with those temperatures holding through the upcoming weekend. Back to you.
I don't think you're ready for this, Jelly. A new display is opening Saturday at Aquarium of the Pacific.
Yeah, don't be jelly, because Coco is there with a preview of Jelly Dreamscape.
Those don't even look real behind you.
They don't look real.
I know, right? Okay, I already love this exhibit because I have learned so much. A couple of you had some questions, of course, the last hour, so I have the answers. I think Maria was asking if they have Portuguese man of war. They do not have those here, but I've heard they're aggressive, so I'm sorry you got stung, Maria. There are 2,000 species in the world, and 40 will be represented here at this exhibit, which is going to be the most diverse in North America, which is really cool. I also learned another fact I want to give you that's kind of sad. Jellies only live on average up to 1 year, so they have short lifespans. But Jen, you had a really good question. You were like, what is the purpose of jellyfish? Why are they here? Jeff Flocken, the CEO, has the answer to that question.
Hi, Coco. Well, jellyfish are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They've been on the planet for 500 million years. Not only are they predators, they eat krill and small shrimp and zooplankton, but they're also prey. They're a food source for other jellyfish, for sea turtles, and other species in the ocean.
Really cool. Thanks for answering that for us. These are just fascinating. Tell us about what this section is, what these jellies are.
So these are Pacific sea nettles. You can find them along the coast of California, as far north as British Columbia, as far south as Mexico, and they're also off the coast of Japan. They can grow to be 15 feet long with their tentacles, and that bell dome at the top can be about 18 inches, or about 1.5 feet in diameter. If you look, you can see those long red tendrils. Yeah. Those are the tentacles. Those are what sting the prey and stun them and render them paralyzed. Then the long, more frilly arms and inside, those are the oral arms. Those will capture the stunned prey and draw them into the stomach, which is at the top of the bell. You can kind of see those white-shaped organisms at the top of the bell. That's both the reproductive system and the stomach chamber where they digest the food.
That's amazing. And talk about why it was important to have this, of course, here at the Aquarium of the Pacific.
People love jellies, and we are so excited that we're going to be able at the Aquarium of the Pacific to be able to showcase so many different species and let people take the time to come and see them and learn about them. If you'll see how they swim, it has such a soothing quality. We call it sea jelly tranquility, where people can come and kind of just experience it, be in touch with themselves, the nature, and learn at the same time. We think it's going to be a really exciting thing for people to come visit.
I love it. Thank you so much, Jeff. This is so fascinating, so cool. And you can start visiting the Aquarium of the Pacific for the Sea Jellies exhibit starting on Saturday. So I know this is going to be extremely popular, and I'm going to send it back to you. But Bob, I have to tell you, Carlos wants me to tell you that, all morning you've been talking about who should play you. He thinks it should be Margaret Cho. That's Carlos.
I love Margaret Cho. Okay, I'll take it.
Dogs. She loves dogs.
I know. I'm like, it's,
That's hilarious.
Coco, who would play you? Who would play you?
And then who would play Carlos?
Tell him Cheetah Rivera should play him.
He's laughing. I can hear him laughing.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Oh my God. Oh, that's good.
I gotta think on me. I gotta think on who would play me.
Yeah.
I love Gabrielle.
Hey there, welcome to Good Day LA at 9 a.m. I'm Brooke Thomas in for Araxia.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us. Let's get right down to the new developments on the Sandy fire burning in Ventura County.
That's right. Gigi joins us live from Simi Valley. Gigi.
Good morning. You may not be seeing a lot of flames this morning, but make no mistake about it. Ventura County Fire saying this is still a very active and dangerous fire. About 15% containment, just under 1,700 acres. Joining me now live, firefighter and public information officer with Ventura County Fire, Andrew Dowd. What do people need to know today? Because there's a lot of smoke in the air, and you can definitely smell the fire, but we're not seeing a lot of flames.
Well, you said it best. This is an active firefight. We're expecting some winds to come in both in the morning from the northeast that can push fire in one direction, a wind shift around 1 o'clock that will move fire back in a westerly direction. So an active firefight. We still have lots of fire potential. There are over 43,000 people under evacuation order. This is still an active and engaged fire.
Erratic fire behavior. We're seeing that more and more with all the fires we have here in Southern California. The wind pushing those flames can send it in every direction. How do you even prepare for that?
Well, we model what the fire behavior is going to be. And then based on our models and our predictions, we put primary, alternate, and contingency plans in place. So we have fire lines that are being built. We have people that are monitoring them. So if those fire lines get crossed, if there's slop over, we are able to pick up those spot fires and continue fighting these fires. As you can see behind me, we've got hand crews heading up right now to go direct, put in a hand line using tools, scraping down to mineral soil to help stop the spread of this fire.
Folks who live in this area, and we're near Runkle Canyon, near the Albertson Motorway, or the Fire Road as it's known. This is where the center of activity is this morning. What do folks need to know that live here in Simi Valley that may be in this fire area?
So as we've seen, if you're under an evacuation order, please heed that order. Fire conditions can change rapidly. When we get these wind gusts that come up, it can create erratic and almost unpredictable and rapid moving fire. So everything may seem fine until all of a sudden it isn't. If there is a fire in your area and you're under an evacuation order, you need to clear out.
What areas are primarily affected by the fire this morning? I've got some texts from friends. Is it true it's at the 101 freeway? Is it in Agoura? Is it moving into Los Angeles? Talk to me about the area that you're focused on.
So along the southern border of the fire, we did see some increased fire activity yesterday. We did have a few spot fires that got out of control lines, but firefighters were able to go in there with hand line, dozers, and helicopters. We went back and hit some hot spots along that this morning, so we're really anticipating those fire lines will hold along the southern border of the fire, but we have crews, we have firefighters in place, we have helicopters ready to go if we see a push in that direction with the northeast winds. This afternoon, with the wind shift along this eastern edge of the fire, we want to make sure residents are staying vigilant and prepared. We saw yesterday alignment of winds and slope pushing fire up into neighborhoods, like here on Sequoia Avenue, where it came into the neighborhood and actually threatened a number of structures. Thankfully, we had crews in place because we anticipated it. We were able to suppress the fire. We want to keep everybody informed, so please stay informed on what's happening and be ready to evacuate if you're given an order.
And I think it's worth just another mention. We're seeing a lot of white smoke. We don't see open flames, but the danger with white smoke, the hot spots, is that there's fire still burning. The wind comes along, pushes those embers, and now you've got a lot of flames.
Absolutely. So these hot spots will be ignited by winds and higher temperatures that come up in the afternoon. So look, we have an incredible team of firefighters out here from all across California. The work that they're doing is incredibly important. We're seeing that day to day with the coordination between our helicopters, fixed wing aircraft, the hand crews, dozers, and firefighters on the ground. We want to be ready when these spot fires, when these heat spots pick up this afternoon. So the best the public can do is make sure to evacuate early and give us the opportunity to come in and protect those structures.
Andrew Dowd of the Ventura County Fire Department, thank you so much. Important that you stay tuned to official sources like Ventura County Fire. They're going to have the updates on their social media accounts, Fox 11, Fox LA. We're also updating our social media, and of course we're on the air, and we'll have the latest on the Sandy fire. 43,700 people remain under an evacuation order. There are many evacuation warnings, and you heard firefighter Dowd there. The wind is expected to shift this afternoon, and that is a huge concern in this firefight. And of course, our Maria Quiban will have much more on that wind coming up. For now, I'm Gigi Graciette, live in Runkle Canyon in Simi Valley. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Gigi, thank you. Let's go into Riverside County now, where a wildfire sent 4 people to the hospital. The Bane fire has burned nearly 1,400 acres in Jurupa Valley, but this morning, crews are making progress.
Which is the good news, and Mario Ramirez is live in Jurupa Valley with the very latest in terms of containment numbers there. Mario?
Yeah, that's right. We're at 25% containment right now, but fire officials, just like Gigi was talking about, warned that it is still burning here in this part of Riverside County between Jurupa Valley and the city of Riverside. And let's take you into what we can see here, because we've been watching hot spots on and off here along this hillside, and you can see part of the burn scar, smoke coming from the hillsides, and that is where the focus is, actually just beyond that point here, as that fire has been spreading south. Now take a look at the flames during the peak of the fire, forcing evacuation, sending at least 4 people to the hospital. That raging wildfire exploded through part of Jurupa Valley into Riverside, sending massive flames and thick black smoke into the sky. The Bane fire, as it's been dubbed, first reported around 11:30 Tuesday morning, and by the evening it had grown to more than 1,300 acres. And let's show you this next piece of video, because part of the challenge here for crews, homeless encampments in the riverbed directly in the fire's path. 3 people in the area taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. A 4th person, fire officials officials say suffered a traumatic injury. No firefighters were hurt, but crews out here say they were forced to evacuate people living in the river basin while flames moved through thick vegetation, including bamboo that was burning deep inside the river channel. Take a listen.
Definitely a lot of homeless encampments throughout here. We have tried to evacuate a few transients, and we're doing our best to keep as many people safe as possible.
Are you all right?
I'm good.
You're good?
No.
A lot of people live back in here?
Yeah, I wish we'd all work together to shut it off, though, if everybody had a shovel.
This is our homes, and people are down there messing around and causing nonsense and causing fires for us, you know, and then here we are trying to fight for our homes.
Now, as far as evacuation orders, they are still in place this morning for areas north of Arlington and Cypress Avenue, south of Limonite Avenue, east of California Avenue, and west of Tyler Street. Those evacuations did expand west of Van Buren Boulevard as the fire continued to spread through very dry brush out here. Now, coming back out here live, another look at the smoke that's really been filling the air, although it doesn't look as heavy as it was earlier this morning when the sun first started to come up. Now, officials say this all started near Limonite Avenue and Bane Street, where we are here near the Santa Ana River Basin, and they do add that multiple structures have burned in this fire. Not clear if they were homes. Fire crews still assessing the damage. For now, live in Jurupa Valley, I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario, thank you. And staying in Riverside County for an update on the Verona fire. Fire officials there say about 500 acres have burned with 5% containment. The fire is threatening homes in the Juniper Springs area. Mandatory evacuations are in place for properties south of Inyo Road. An evacuation shelter is set up at West Valley High School in Hemet.
We are tracking the latest developments on all these fires, and you can find the information as well as evacuation orders and warnings on our website, foxla.com, or just download our app, Fox Local.
And of course, we are watching the weather here in the weather department and just echoing what the fire officials are saying right now, and Mario and Gigi too, that the winds have really weakened. So right now we're looking at winds really 5 miles an hour in some areas really calm winds, but generally these winds are still coming out of the north and northeast. So we still have that offshore flow, that Santa Ana wind flow, which does help to warm up the atmosphere, also continues to dry things out. So with that combination with the very warm temperatures we're expecting today, that is still going to reinforce and continue the high fire danger. We also have the air quality alert that's in effect, but no wind advisories in effect. So that's a good thing. Even though we are seeing these gusts increase into the afternoon, it is going to stay just slightly below advisory criteria. Air quality alert for a large part of SoCal here, the mountains out towards our desert communities, but we're really feeling it even into the basin. So just be mindful of that. Try to stay indoors if you can, especially if you've got asthma or any respiratory issue. The increased fine particulate pollution related to the smoke is really dangerous and harmful to our lungs. Temperatures currently ranging from around 79 in Woodland Hills, 70 in Santa Ana, 74 in Ontario. It's around 81 in Palm Springs to that 56 in Big Bear. And high temperatures today, actually very pleasant in Big Bear, up into the mountains, 68. But look at how warm it's going to get in the high desert, upper 80s, upper 90s out in the Coachella Valley in the low desert. Downtown LA, hotter today than yesterday, expecting 89, 92 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, to the low 70s at the coast. There was a big major cool down. I'll go over all those temperatures and when I come back. Back to you.
Maria, thank you. We have new information now about the deadly shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego. 5 people died and 2 of the teenage suspects were included. Investigators say surveillance footage captured by cameras at the mosque are helping them piece together Monday's events, and they're looking into the motives behind this attack, including hate speech allegedly written on one of the firearms and a suicide note with references to racial pride. Police chief highlighted the heroic actions of security guard Amin Abdullah. He says Abdullah's actions delayed and distracted the 2 teen shooting suspects, adding the security guard sacrificed himself to save others.
New developments now in the war with Iran. The House is expected to vote on a bill today that could end the war. This comes after the Senate advanced their version of a war powers resolution yesterday aimed at forcing the White House to withdraw U.S. troops. For the first time, enough Republicans joined Democrats to advance it. The bill requires the president to either end the war or ask Congress to authorize military force. This week, the president revealed he was just an hour away from launching new military strikes on Iran when Gulf allies convinced him to temporarily hold off for peace talks. Okay, coming up, Amanda's joining us after the break with how a local family raises money and awareness for brain cancer research.
But first, check on those roads. Maria?
And we do have a little bit of traffic out there. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. We're going to zoom in, show you one of our live traffic cameras, of course, see how the freeways are doing. This is the southbound 60 freeway here at Euclid, or rather the eastbound side. I'm so sorry. This is in San Bernardino. The eastbound side of the freeways here on the left-hand side of your screen. Definitely more volume on the road, but it is moving nicely on both sides of this 60 freeway out in San Bernardino. Drive times in and out of downtown LA, very typical, slow on this West 10, coming out of downtown towards Santa Monica between the 5 to the 4-5. It's about 40 minutes right now. Northbound 110 between the 4-5 to the 10. Average speed 28 miles per hour, about 27 minutes there. West 60 between the 57 to the 5, 44 minutes. Here's some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What are you doing over there?
I have
Organizing
some
things?
amazing stickers. They're the artwork of an angel named AJ. I'm going to share his story. This is his artwork that his beautiful mother, Carolina, gave to me. So, oh yeah, of course. Here, we'll pass them down.
Cute.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. AJ was a very talented artist. And we're going to get into that. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. May is Brain Cancer Awareness Month, and many of our viewers they knew, they loved, they prayed for, and they still support Carolina, her husband Ricky, and their angel warrior AJ, who got his angel wings at 17 years old. He was known as Prayers for AJ. It's been about 10 months since AJ went to heaven, and his mom came to visit us this week to share how they are still fighting for other families.
May we shine a light on brain cancer awareness. Tell me all about what May means to you.
So for family like ours, we feel great every day, but May specifically is Brain Tumor Cancer Awareness Month. So we try just to advocate a little bit further, spread awareness, continue to share AJ's story, and fight for the other families that are still in the fight and yet to be diagnosed. Out of all of the hard decisions his dad and I had to make, one of the easiest was knowing that we wanted to donate his brain for research. And over the last couple of years, we connected with Dr. Josh Needman, the director of the Brain Tumor Center at USC, and he focuses a lot on medulloblastoma research. So we donated his brain to the USC Brain Tumor Center, and they have now created a permanent fund called the USC AJ Delatory Pediatric Brain Tumor Research Fund.
So this is very sad. I keep in contact with his mother, Carolina, and AJ is forever 17. That's why there's the number 17 on this. He was a huge fan of Star Wars. I made a promise to his mom that I will always continue to use my voice to raise awareness for her family and other families that are going through this. And the most selfless thing this family did was donate his brain for research so that other families could maybe hold on hope for a cure. So it's called the USC AJ Delatory Pediatric Brain Tumor Research Fund. You can make a donation. I made a donation this week, and this is how we are going to find a cure, because a lot of independently funded research and trials. And so I want to share that they were having a Mandalorian and Grogu fan screening to raise money. It's sold out immediately, but you can still make a donation. AJ loved Star Wars, and he loved The Mandalorian, and he loved, you have the
art.
Yoda. He loved art.
He's so talented.
He's so talented.
His smile, it really does. You can see the little strokes.
Yes. I like you ladies to pick out whatever sticker you'd like, because sharing is caring. So many of our viewers know and love this wonderful family, and that, I mean, you're a mother. The most selfless thing you can do, right, is to share a piece of your own child to help other people's children. And I know you're watching this, Carolina, and I just want to tell you that we're here for you, and proudly always going to remember AJ and his beautiful talents. Always. Forever 17.
Is your button AJ's art?
Yep.
Too? Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Talented.
Go gray for May, and if you go and see Mandalorian and Grogu this weekend, think of AJ. Yeah. Enjoy it for him too.
Easy assignment.
So sweet.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda.
welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quilban. This weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casino. What a beautiful view right now from our Mount Wilson camera. You can see, I don't know if this is a public sort of viewpoint here that you can go check out if you want to drive up to Mount Wilson and check that out for us and let us know for sure. But it is a beautiful view, kind of looking at the haze, though, down below, all related to the smoke. It is warmer right now than it was yesterday at this hour, most definitely by 7 degrees, at least in Lancaster. So there's that change as that ridge of high pressure is in control and that offshore flow is still with us. That does help to warm up the atmosphere. So 6 degrees warmer in Big Bear City than it was yesterday at this hour, 5 degrees warmer in Santa Monica, 6 degrees in Burbank. Here's the outlook, though, and the good news is that we're going to go from the offshore flow, which is what we're seeing right now this morning, to this afternoon, more of an onshore flow. And you can kind of see that marine layer trying to get in. It's really going to be in earnest tomorrow, Friday into the upcoming holiday weekend. The pattern will shift and we'll see more of the influence of the stratus. And that means it will add more moisture in the atmosphere. So that's really good news. That will help to lower the fire danger. Right now it is elevated still because of these gustier winds and also the very dry conditions and hot too. 89 expected today for downtown LA, so even hotter than yesterday. 7:51 is our sunset time. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. So Little Tokyo is seeing record-breaking tourism fueled by rich culture, sweet treats, and, of course, a popular sports star.
As we celebrate AAPI heritage, Fox 11's Marla Tellez, she's going to take you inside the neighborhood's thriving businesses.
Little Tokyo has everything to offer. We have anime shops, we have restaurants from corn dogs to Michelin-rated restaurants. We have the Japanese American National Museum, the Museum of Contemporary Art, and up to 7 temples and churches.
Little Tokyo is one of the most popular places to visit in Southern California. A superstar baseball player has a little something to do with that. But its vibrant culture and strong sense of community have drawn people for more than a century.
My store's name is Fugetsudo Confectionery. We make mochi, which is confectionery rice cake. We started in 1903, so this year is our 123rd anniversary. Little Tokyo has gone through its ups and downs over the years, but in the last 15 years, Little Tokyo just sparkles, and my business has really taken off.
Local shoppers and tourists alike are boosting the fortunes of Little Tokyo businesses.
We had a 3.5 million increase in visitor traffic, and we think we'll hit 11 million this year, so we're really proud of that. People are coming to Little Tokyo because they love Japanese culture, and they just embrace it.
Bunkado is a popular gift shop launched after World War II. The Ueyama family's 4th generation is now operating the business, which is thriving despite recent tariff challenges.
We currently sell Japanese home goods, stationery, a lot of bowls. We import probably 80% of our stuff from Japan, so we've seen really large price increases. It's been harder to get certain items.
We're also experiencing problems with just the economics. 40% of our food items come from Japanese vendors who got hit with tariffs.
The Far Bar's latest claim to fame? It's the home of the Shohei sake.
People come here because of promotion that we do. Whenever Shohei Ohtani hits a home run, the whole house who's watching the game will get a small shot of what we call Shohei sake.
Sake isn't the only popular beverage served here.
We have people that come here to try something new and different. And because we have a large selection, we're starting to build a name for ourselves as the place to come to for Japanese whiskeys, sake, and Japanese beers.
Back to the mochi madness at Fugetsudo.
Rainbow dango, the fruit mochi, strawberry peanut butter mochi, and chocolate ganache mochi. And these are all kind of snack style mochi that have no real tradition to them. Our artisan, like the strawberry mochi and the strawberry bean paste with ganache chocolate on top, matcha green tea, and these are inventions that we did over the years. We're appealing to all walks of life now. It's just amazing. On Saturday and Sundays, you'll see a line out our front door. It definitely has its heyday right now.
Marla Mateas, Fox 11 News.
Congratulations, 123 years. I forget to know. Yeah, the mochi is amazing. And the merchants, of course, in Little Tokyo certainly hope the Dodgers continue to do well as they are watching their star Japanese players bring in the crowds.
We'll be right back. I wish we were going there.
I know, some ramen.
we have Hey there, welcome to Good Day LA at 9 o'clock. I'm Brooke Thomas, sitting in for Roxia.
9:30, actually, I'm Sandra Endo. Yeah, the morning's going by quickly. Maria, what's it looking like out there?
Yeah, it's looking very sunny, and it is feeling actually quite warm, and it is going to get hotter today than yesterday. And that's one of the problems. That's one of the issues we have with the heat, the dry conditions, the breezy conditions. That does add and elevate to the fire danger that we have. Temperatures this afternoon will be around 90 in Santa Clarita, 92 in San Bernardino. Same for Riverside, 91 in Corona. Big Bear should be around 68 up at the lake. Beautiful conditions up in the mountains, 97 in Palm Springs. Remember, we do have a poor air quality alert that's in place for a big portion of LA and Orange County. So please stay safe, especially if you've got an upper respiratory issue. You want to stay indoors and away from all of that fine particulate matter and from the smoke. Here's our futurecast. Watch as the patchy cloud cover will start to move in this afternoon. Mainly along the coast. So that's the shift in the wind, onshore flow. That will create some gusty conditions over the fires again this afternoon. However, it will be coming from a different direction, so firefighters will face a different challenge, but it will be bringing in more moisture, and so that will increase the humidity values. That's the good news. By tomorrow, we'll see a much deeper marine layer, as you can see here, and moving inland, and that is going to really be the pattern as we get to the upcoming weekend. By Saturday, yes, that cloud cover will definitely be deep. Look at the trend. Temperatures going way down. 88 today in Pasadena to that 74 on Monday, Memorial Day holiday. Back to you guys.
All right, firefighters are making steady progress against a wildfire burning in Riverside County.
Yeah, we're talking about the Bane fire in Jurupa Valley. It's now 25% contained. Mario Ramirez is here live with the latest. Mario.
Good morning, and evacuations are still in place. Residents out here point to homeless activity along the Santa Ana River Basin for the cause of the Bane fire. Now take a look, because there's still some smoke coming from the hillsides. You can see all that dry vegetation. It is still burning just to our south between Jurupa Valley and Riverside in the Inland Empire, but forward progress has been stopped. That's the good news. But let's bring you back to the fire during its peak here. This broke out yesterday around 11:20 in the morning, and with gusty winds pushing flames up the hillsides here, this fire quickly grew to around 1,300 acres by last night. Those numbers have not changed very much. More than 100 firefighters still assigned to this blaze, battling the fire from the ground and air. And at one point, that air attack was temporarily stopped after 3 civilian drones were spotted flying in this restricted airspace. Firefighters say even a short delay can make a major difference when winds are pushing a fire this fast. And let's show you this next piece of video, because the fire also moved through the riverbed area where encampments have been set up, adding another challenge for crews trying to get people out and away from flames while homes were being threatened. 4 people from that area taken to the hospital, we've learned. 3 suffering smoke inhalation and 1 with trauma injury. And by late afternoon yesterday, firefighters said they made strong progress stopping forward movement on the north and south, but the eastern side of the fire still remains a concern. That's where there's the most potential for growth. Now, coming back out here live, the winds have been calm all morning, at least for the last several hours. They're starting to pick up very slowly, and it's definitely warming up. Temperatures around 80 degrees here in this part of Riverside County, I should say. In Jurupa Valley this morning. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Mario, thank you. We have new developments for you now from the Ebola outbreak in Congo and Uganda. Actually, we're going to go to some breaking news.
Let's go straight out to downtown LA, where Nathan Hochman is giving a press conference on the recent burglaries that we've been experiencing in the area. Let's listen in.
A combination of law enforcement throughout this county and throughout this Southern California region. You will hear about the efforts from the Los Angeles Police Department, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, the Burbank Police Department, and the Ventura County Sheriff's Department. That collection of law enforcement working with the District Attorney's Office is bringing these 7 defendants to justice, and is importantly sending an important message out to the community that we are watching. We are not just watching, we are acting to ensure that justice occurs when people's houses get broken into, and that justice is swift. So I'd like to identify all the people up here with me, and then we'll start off with the Los Angeles County Sheriff, Robert Luna. So up here with me is Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna. I'm also joined by Los Angeles Police Chief Jim McDonnell, Ventura County Sheriff Jim Freihoff. From the Burbank Police Department, I'm joined with Deputy Chief Adam Cornells. From the Ventura County Sheriff's Department, we will have Ventura County Sheriff Jim Freihoff, as well as 2 of his senior deputies, Robert Carrillo and Timothy Sperber. We are also joined from the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department with Captain Calvin Ma. From my office, we have 3 different sets of prosecutors who are involved in our organized crime division, our San Fernando branch, and our Pasadena branch, which covers Burbank. From our organized crime division, we have the head deputy, May Chun, the assistant head deputy, Paul Kim, the deputy district attorney who will be in charge of the cases related to this organized crime division effort, Elizabeth French. From the San Fernando branch, we have the assistant head deputy, Annette Peterson, and the prosecutor that will be involved in the San Fernando branch case, Blanca Martinez. She will also be doing the Spanish interpreting afterwards. And from our Pasadena branch, which also covers Burbank, we have assistant head deputy, Martin Bean. Let me now turn it over to Sheriff Robert Luna.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Mr. District Attorney. And I really appreciate all of you being here to cover this story. Nathan Hockman took the time to introduce everybody who's up here. But there's a whole lot of people that have been involved in these cases. And the message that will be reiterated this morning is very clear. To anybody who has been victimized as a victim of residential burglary, or those that are out there worried about the fact that law enforcement is paying attention, that's what we're doing here today. To send a very clear message to every victim that we are paying attention. And not only are we paying attention, but we're working in a collective effort from front law enforcement, whether from a response perspective, investigative perspective, and then working with the district attorney's office to make sure that when these individuals that are doing this get caught, and they will get caught, they're going to be prosecuted, and the district attorney will talk about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk specifically about one or two cases that we were involved in, and I do want to recognize the outstanding collaboration between all of our departments, but specifically what I'm going to talk about is our partnership with the Ventura County Sheriff's Department. And as I met a lot of their detectives before coming out here, great individuals, and they're like pit bulls. You commit this crime, they're going to get you, just like our deputies do. But this joint effort led to the arrest of individuals who were victimizing several families and highlights the importance of regional cooperation in combating organized burglary crews operating throughout Southern California. On May 1st of 2026, at approximately 9 p.m., investigators from the Ventura County Sheriff's Department, East County Special Enforcement Unit developed information that a suspected burglary crew tied to multiple residential burglaries in their jurisdiction was operating in Los Angeles County, specifically in the Santa Clarita Valley area. The Ventura County Sheriff's Department contacted our department's Major Crimes Bureau and provided information regarding two separate vehicles believed to have been used in the previous burglaries. At the time, our Major Crime Bureau detectives had already been conducting burglary suppression operations alongside with deputies from our Santa Clarita Station Special Assignment Team. This is a clear example of a level of coordination, intelligence sharing, and proactive enforcement required to combat the sophisticated organized theft groups operating across county lines. After Ventura County investigators contacted us, our Major Crimes Bureau detectives and Santa Clarita deputies initiated coordinated surveillance and a takedown operation. Detectives with our burglary robbery task force located suspect vehicles leaving the neighborhood in U-Haul, and believing the suspects had potentially committed a burglary, coordinated a traffic stop on the southbound 5 freeway at Roxford Avenue in Los Angeles. During the traffic stop, 3 suspects fled from one of the vehicles on foot. Deputies quickly established a containment and safely took 2 of the suspects into custody. A 3rd suspect initially escaped the area. The driver of the second vehicle was arrested without incident. The individuals that were arrested were identified as 26-year-old Owen Rivera Chacon, 26-year-old Christopher Sanchez, and 27-year-old Edison Bayoca. 2 of these individuals are still in custody. 1 had been OR'd. During the investigation, detectives recovered U.S. currency, jewelry, a luxury handbag, a Wi-Fi jamming device, gloves, and other burglary tools. Detectives later confirmed that the suspects had just committed a residential burglary in the 24,000 block of Matthews Place in U-Haul. We are grateful that the stolen property was all recovered and returned to the victims. Several days later, on May 4th, investigators from Ventura County Sheriff's Department arrested Sebastian Naranjo. That's the other outstanding suspect. The sheriff from Ventura will discuss that in a bit. All 4 of these individuals were Colombian nationals. Organized South American theft groups. That's one of the issues or challenges that we're dealing with here. I also want to address a growing public concern affecting the communities throughout LA County and across the region with these type of theft groups. These are highly coordinated burglary crews, are increasingly targeting affluent neighborhoods and often select homes near golf courses, parks, and hiking trails, and open space areas that provide easier access and escape routes. These crews strike both residential as well as commercial properties and often operate in multiple counties and states, hence why we're all up here together in a coordinated effort. These organizations frequently conduct extensive pre-planning and use sophisticated tactics. One, online research and surveillance of intended victims. We're out there telling people, everyone wants to put everything on social media. You put that stuff out there, your friends and family aren't the only ones paying attention. There are people that will target you for expensive handbags, jewelry, and other items. Hidden cameras placed near residences. So when I show you this, it is a box, a wooden box wrapped in artificial turf. What's in it is a phone and a camera with extra batteries. If you see anything that looks like this in your neighbor's home, in your home, report it to us immediately. That is the sophistication that these individuals are using. These hidden cameras, rental vehicles are obtained through fraudulent identities, burner phones, encrypted messaging applications, and then a Wi-Fi jamming device. This was taken from some of these suspects that were arrested. Now, if you look at something like this, this doesn't look like something anybody should be carrying. But these suspects carry it to jam your camera system and other Wi-Fi devices connected to the cloud. So remember that. That is very, very important. What can residents do? We want residents to know that there are useful steps to take to help protect themselves in their homes. Install and actively use home security systems and cameras, but preferably hardwired systems that are less vulnerable to this thing right here, so they don't get jammed. That's very important. Ensure doors and windows are secured. Use lighting and automatic timers to make homes appear occupied. And please, whatever you do, don't tell the world you're in Paris when you live in LA or wherever you're traveling to, because it's not just the people you want to know that know you're away. It's these individuals that are very sophisticated and use that against you. Be alert to suspicious vehicles or unfamiliar individuals in neighborhoods. Routinely inspect properties for these kind of devices here. Secure valuables in anchored safes. And immediately report any suspicious activity, individuals, vehicles, or drones that are flying over your house. These individuals use all these techniques. That would greatly help us. You are our eyes and ears, and that will help impact this crime. Just please know that for us, and every agency represented here will talk a little bit about their enforcement actions. We collectively are all doing a lot. We are communicating with each other. Our detectives are working with each other. Because it does cross city boundaries, county boundaries, and everything else, there is no city or county where you're going to be out of reach for us. We're going to get you. I do want to emphasize this, and I got to be careful when I say this. A victim that has had their sanctuary broken into, I don't care what statistics say. If somebody broke into your house, you don't care what statistics say. They broke into my house and I don't feel safe sleeping there. That's why we're all up here. That's why we will continue to work our butts off to make sure that we catch these individuals. But just from a statistical perspective, just so you're aware of this, at least in LA County, our residential burglaries have actually dropped over 30%. And just to give you a number to go off of, back in 2022, there were 10,419 residential burglaries reported to the LA County Sheriff's Department. Last year, it was 8,453. Way too many houses being broken into. I'm not sitting here saying we've done away with the problem. What I'm telling you is every year, all of us working the way we are have collectively every year dropped them by hundreds and hundreds. But if you're the one whose house got broken into, you don't really care about these numbers. But I just want to make sure that we put that out there. With that, I will be here for any questions to answer afterward, and I'm going to turn it back over to the DA, who's going to introduce each of our amazing speakers today. Thank you.
Sheriff Luna talk about 4 arrests being made, at least, in an organized burglary crime apparatus. So he says, watch out, make sure you don't post your whereabouts, especially with the holiday season coming up in summer months, and make sure you stay, vigilant to see if there's some hidden cameras in and around your neighborhood to prevent these residential burglaries.
That's right.
We'll have much more online, foxla.com and the Fox Local app. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. A new display is opening Saturday at the Aquarium of the Pacific.
That's right. Coco is live with a preview of Jelly Dreamscapes. Hey, Coco.
Hey there, I have learned so much about jellies here at the Aquarium of the Pacific, and it's just so fascinating. They're magical to me. They've actually been around for 500 million years, which I just thought was incredible. I'm here with Stacy now from the Aquarium, and Stacy, tell us all about this exhibit that's going to open Saturday.
Oh, we're really excited that we have this brand new exhibit called Jelly Dreamscapes, and it features many different types of jellies. We have over 40 different species here at the aquarium, and we don't have have quite enough to feature all of them, so it's going to change around as our exhibit progresses. It opens on Saturday, so we're really, really excited that it's happening. We're just doing the finishing touches right now.
And what I think is so cool is that it's an opportunity to learn, because these jellies that we're seeing right now are not even really specifically named, right? They're rare.
Yeah, the ones that we're looking at right now, they're called Honduran jellies, but they are an undescribed species, which means we still have so much to learn about them, even exactly how big they get. So these ones, we were really lucky. We got polyps, that's the baby ones, and then we were able to grow them from that stage, and that's what you're seeing right here.
And like you said, we're still learning a lot about them, but so far we know that they eat other jellies, right?
They do. They're called medusivores, which means that they eat jellies. They're a kind of nettle, and we have many different species of nettles, and most of them really do like to eat jellies, as well as other kinds of like floating plankton-like things that they'll find in their habitat.
This is going to be such a popular exhibit, and why was it important for the Aquarium of the Pacific to really include this as part of the aquarium?
So this has kind of a different feel to it than other parts of the aquarium. We really want to dive into the calmness that water brings, and jellies have a very calming presence, that slow kind of pulse, and they just go with the flow, literally go with the flow. And so that is hopefully going to help all of us feel a little bit more calm and have a wonderful time here.
Love that. Thank you so much, Stacy. And I can tell you that they do have that calming feeling while you're in here at the exhibit. This is going to open on Saturday, so definitely something for you to come and check out. I have learned so much in such a short time span, so if you come here, you're going to learn a lot about jellies as well. I'll send it back to you.
That's awesome. I love aquarium.
It looks like looking at a lava lamp.
Yeah.
And jellyfish, they're beautiful until they bite you and sting you.
Yeah. Thanks, Coco. Okay, Rise Bagels in Irvine. They are putting Orange County on the map for bagel lovers. And would you believe it's only been open for a little more than 6 months?
I love it. Korean-American pastry chef turned bagel maker John Park already won top honors at Bagel Fest West as Best of the West and Most Creative Bagels.
I see why.
This award-winning bagel concept is turning out Asian-inspired twists on the classic bagel. So, John, you're here to tell us all about your unique flavor combos and how awesome is it? Congratulations, 6 months open, you're already winning awards.
Yeah, thank you so much. No, the team's been working really hard since day one. And yeah, we're thrilled to have these honors.
So what's the secret? I mean, it's hard to find a good bagel here in LA, I would say, because I lived in New York for more than a decade. LA bagels do not compare, but now Rise is here.
Yeah. It's not hard to find a good bagel here in front of us.
Ours are definitely a little bit different. We try and focus on something that's going to be a little lighter, crispier, a little bit more suited for the California lifestyle.
Okay, so tell me about some flavor combos that you have here, because these are really unique, and that's why you won the award.
Yeah, thank you. So this is our most popular dish, bagel at the shop. We took it to Bagel Fest, and it was one of the ones that was voted for most creative. It's our egg salad sandwich. So when you go to Japan, you go to 7-Eleven, you're going to get egg salad sandwiches. This is our take on it. This is
with the jammy egg.
Yes, you got to have the jammy egg,
right?
The
yolk.
Over here is going to be our version of lox. We do a very light, bright citrus cure. Pickled onions with yuzu kosho, and for those people that are looking for a smoked salmon, we don't do smoked salmon. What we do is that we actually take roe and marinate it in a sweet soy dashi, so you get some of that smoky flavor back.
Okay, one of these, please, and then one of these.
And then it's California, right? So you gotta have poke. So that's our sriracha mayo, spicy tuna poke with a little Korean chili crisp on top of that.
What sparks your creativity? Because it's clear you don't want to be just a regular bagel spot.
Just, you know, growing up in LA, you know, being exposed to so many great restaurants and different types of cuisines, I think that's really what sparks our creativity.
And look at this creative one. Your pastry chef background is coming out in this.
What is this?
This is sweet.
Yes, it is sweet. We've got a cookie butter schmear on the bottom. We've got Harry's berry strawberries, a beet strawberry ganache, pickled watermelon rind, and a tangerine basil vinaigrette.
Oh my gosh, I want to try all of this.
I know, I'm like, wait, I didn't even notice the schmear at the bottom.
So beautiful.
Cookie butter,
right?
Love it. Okay.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, make sure you check out Rise Bagels on their Instagram. Head over to Irvine to see John and his crew. And we're going to dig in. We'll be right back.
I'm going to go for the pizza one.
Oh my gosh, I want a bite of every one of them. Good morning and thanks for joining us here at 10 o'clock. We do begin the hour with an update on the Sandy fire burning in Simi Valley.
Yeah, let's get right to Gigi live there with the latest. Gigi.
Good morning. Over 43,000 people remain under mandatory evacuation orders as the firefight continues. Take a look. Both hand crews and the aerial assault continue this morning here in Simi Valley. The focus, Runkle Canyon. This is near the Albert Fire Road, or motorway as it's often called. Air units like Ventura County Fire, Sikorsky Firehawk dropping 1,000 gallons of water at a time on the hot spots. These are areas with no visible flames, but they're still burning. And this is all in preparation for that predicted change in the wind this afternoon, much like what happened on Tuesday. And with almost 900 firefighters from across the state assigned here to the Sandy fire, firefighters say they're ready, and they want people who live in this area to be ready too.
So as we've seen, if you're under an evacuation order, please heed that order. Fire conditions can change rapidly. When we get these wind gusts that come up, it can create erratic and almost unpredictable and rapid moving fire. So everything may seem fine until all of a sudden it isn't. If there is a fire in your area and you're under an evacuation order, you need to clear out.
And you are looking live at Runkle Canyon. Again, this Sequoia. This is where the firefight continues. We just saw more water drops, and also they're starting to drop a fire retardant, strategic drops to try to help this fire from spreading. Right now, the containment is at about 15%. Again, those evacuation orders remain in effect. You want to stay tuned. Fox 11, we're going to be covering the Sandy and also your official sources like Ventura County Fire for the latest information. Reporting live in Simi, I'm Gigi Graciela. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Gigi, thank you. Let's move on to the Riverside County fire there, the fires there, where crews are taking back ground from one wildfire that sent 4 people to the hospital.
Mario Ramirez live in Jurupa Valley with the latest on the Bane fire. Mario.
Sandra Brooke, the good news is forward progress has been stopped. It is at 25% containment. They're continuing to build those containment lines. And I want to show you because throughout the morning we've been seeing different spots of hot spots and smoke billowing up from the hillsides there. We're on the northern edge of the Bane fire, and we can see the burn scar here now that it's light out. Crews, again, working on those crucial containment lines around the fire and very dry brush. So take a look at the flames during the peak of the fire. This forced evacuations and as Sandra and Brooke mentioned, sent 4 people to the hospital. That raging wildfire exploding through part of Jurupa Valley almost 24 hours ago and into Riverside, sending massive flames and thick black smoke into the air. And we're now learning Governor Newsom has now announced California has secured federal assistance to help battle the Bane fire. And part of the challenge here for crews, homeless encampments in the riverbed directly in the fire's path. We've learned that 3 people in the area are taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. A 4th person, fire officials say, suffered some sort of traumatic injury. No firefighters were hurt, but crews out here actually had to force people to evacuate living in the river basin while flames move through thick vegetation, burning deep into the river channel. Take a listen here.
Definitely a lot of homeless encampments throughout here. We have tried to evacuate a few transients, and we're doing our best to keep as many people safe as possible.
Are you all right? I'm good. You're good? A lot of people live back in here?
Yeah, I wish we'd all work together to shut it off, though, if everybody had a shovel.
We've lived in this house right here on the corner for 36 years now. We've never had anything come this close. Looks like the fire department's doing a great job. We got our fingers crossed.
Evacuation order is still in place for areas north of Arlington and Cypress Avenues, south of Limonite Avenue, east of California Avenue, and west of Tyler Street in the areas of Jurupa Valley and Riverside. Officials say multiple structures were damaged by the flames. It's still not clear if they were homes at all. We're waiting for more information on that. But again, this fire 25% contained. The winds have been very calm, and it is starting to warm up here as the firefight continues in this part of Riverside County. In Jurupa Valley this morning, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
Good news. The containment going up there. Thank you so much, Mario. In Riverside County, they are contending with the Verona fire. It erupted Monday afternoon at Verona Road and Juniper Springs Road near Hemet. Fire officials say about 500 acres and 5% containment is happening at this point. The fire is threatening homes in the area, and mandatory evacuations are in place for properties south of Juniper Springs Road. An evacuation shelter is set up at West Valley High School in Hemet.
Meanwhile, the biggest of the fires burning in Southern California is in the Channel Islands on Santa Rosa Island off the coast of Santa Barbara. The fire is now at nearly 17,000 acres. It has burned at least 2 historic structures on the mostly uninhabited island. The park staff was evacuated over the weekend. Ecologists are worried right now because the flames are approaching a forest of Torrey pines. The island is one of only 2 places in the world the tree grows, with the other being an area near San Diego. Officials say the fire started Friday after a sailor ran aground and he fired emergency flares to signal for help, which accidentally sparked the fire.
And of course, we're tracking all of the latest developments on these fires. You can find the information as well as evacuation orders and warnings on our website, foxla.com, or on our Fox Local app.
We are learning more about the deadly shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego, where police say 2 teenage gunmen killed 3 people before taking their own lives. Investigators are using surveillance footage from the mosque to piece together Monday's events. And, they're also looking into footage reportedly live streamed by the suspects. Officials say the motive behind the attack appears to be hate-driven. Police reportedly found white supremacist symbols on one of the guns, as well as an alleged 75-page manifesto detailing their hate ideology. Police say the heroic actions of security guard Amin Abdullah delayed and distracted the 2 teen shooters, adding the security guard sacrificed himself to save others.
He began to engage them with gunfire. Both suspects returned fire. You can see the security guard reached for his radio and put out the lockdown protocol.
If it was not for him, as Chief mentioned, the carnage would be much worse. He's the one who stopped them, who slowed them down.
The other shooting victims were a shopkeeper and his friend, whose wife teaches at the center. The police chief says they drew attention away from nearby classrooms. A fundraiser launched by the mosque to help the families of the 3 men killed in the attack is nearing its $3 million goal. Police say the 2 shooters met online and carried out the attack with guns taken from one of the teens' parents. Hours before the attack, the mother of one of the suspects alerted police that her son was suicidal and armed. So they were already looking for him through license plate readers when the shooting happened.
And new video shows that 2 teen gunmen's rampage was not over. Once they left the mosque, home surveillance captured their vehicle going through a neighborhood where they shot at a landscaper. Look at this. Police say the spray of bullets was meant for a man working in the front yard of a home. The woman who lives there did not want to be identified, but she shared what happened at the scene.
Right here.
That's where the bullet went through?
One of them. There's 2 on the garage, 2 on the fence, and then this one was laying right here. Again, he took his helmet off. There was blood, but no gunshot wound. So we think maybe like his helmet impact or the glass. We're not sure. He was clearly shooken up. He said that he had said a prayer on his way out of the house that morning, and someone was definitely looking out for him.
Police later found the shooter's white BMW about a block away on Hatton Street. Investigators say both teenage suspects were found dead from gunshot wounds inside the vehicle.
The Senate has advanced a resolution to potentially end the war with Iran. Tuesday, with support from 4 Republicans, Democrats secured a 50-47 vote to move forward with the measure. It would require President Trump to either seek Congress's authorization or end the fighting. The shift comes as skepticism grows, even within the GOP, about the president's handling of the conflict, now, by the way, in its 3rd month. The resolution will be debated and voted on in the coming weeks.
President Trump is celebrating some election night wins this morning after unseating one of his fiercest Republican critics in Congress. In Kentucky, Ed Galrin knocked off GOP incumbent Thomas Massie, who had been a thorn in the president's side on everything from the Epstein files to the war in Iran. According to one analysis, the race broke all spending records for a congressional primary. Trump made it a mission to defeat him, even weighing in on Election Day yesterday.
Massey's a terrible congressman. He's been a terrible congressman from day one. Dealing with him is just a horrible.
Also, Trump-backed candidates fared well yesterday in other areas, showing his grip on the party. In Texas, Trump just endorsed GOP challenger Ken Paxton in his race to unseat Republican Senator John Cornyn in next week's runoff to face Democrat James Talarico in November.
All right, new this morning, 2 police officers who helped defend the U.S. Capitol from an attack by a mob of Trump supporters are suing to block anyone from getting payouts from a new $1.8 billion settlement fund for people who claim to be victims of politically motivated prosecutions, including January 6 rioters. Acting United States Attorney General Todd Blanche is defending the fund. The fund is a part of a settlement in President Trump's multi-billion-dollar tax leak lawsuit against the IRS. At a hearing Tuesday, lawmakers questioned Blanche about paying those who believe they have been wrongfully targeted. And he didn't rule out the possibility that anyone who participated in the January 6 riot at the Capitol could be eligible for payouts.
Will individuals who assaulted Capitol Hill police officers be eligible for this fund?
Well, as it makes plain, anybody is
just let me know if they're eligible for the fund.
As was made plain yesterday, anybody in this country is eligible to apply if they believe they're a victim of weaponization.
I want to understand that where the money comes from. Do we find it in the budget? Do we have to borrow it? There's just a lot of unanswered questions.
Blanche says the fund is similar to one created during the Obama administration, used to pay Native American farmers who face racial discrimination.
All right, taking a live look at the big board right now. We're in the green. That's certainly good news for consumers, investors alike. The Dow up 493 points at this hour.
All right, temperatures are also up right now. We'll go over those numbers in just a few moments. Good morning to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. The wind is what I'm watching right now. And of course, everyone particularly interested in the areas where those fires are burning. It is starting to get a little bit stronger here near Ventura County, out towards the Inland Empire, Riverside, Jurupa Valley, about 5 miles per hour. Those winds, though, still coming out of the northeast, and that is what's helping to warm us up today and also continuing to dry things out. So fire danger is still high because of those reasons. 11-mile-per-hour wind gusts expected there near the Simi Valley area, that Sandy fire. The onshore flow is going to start to kick in this afternoon, and it will get gustier. Yes, so firefighters will still have to face that challenge. However, that being said, this is a wind that's coming from the ocean toward the land, so it will increase the relative humidity values, which is a good thing. It's going to add a little bit more moisture into the atmosphere, and temperatures will cool down tonight, so hopefully that recovery will help firefighters even more. By tomorrow, you'll notice a huge difference. The onshore flow will stay with us, and it will keep us kind of cloudy for the better part of the day. In fact, that May gray weather pattern will definitely help firefighters, as it will continue to bring in that cloud cover and that moisture all the way to the Inland Empire as we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and even into the Memorial Day holiday on Monday. So we are definitely headed for a cooling trend after this afternoon. This afternoon, it will be hot. Temperatures will be even hotter than yesterday and certainly above the average. Air quality is the only weather alert that's in place, so we don't have any wind advisories, so that's a good thing as well. Increased fine particle pollution that's in the atmosphere because of the wildfire smoke, so you really do want to limit your physical activity outdoors, especially during this time. Very harmful conditions out there for our lungs if you're out and about. 78 degrees should be the high temperature here in Burbank, 83 in Woodland Hills, 80 in Ontario. As we get into the Inland Empire, also in the 80s, 58 up in Big Bear to that 88 degrees in Palm Springs. When I come back, we'll talk more about the extended outlook, show you that 7-day forecast. In the meantime, let's talk about traffic. Good Day LA Traffic is brought to you by My Home Sold. And as we take a look at our real-time traffic map here and zooming into this live camera, much improvement, as you can see. This is actually our, let's see, which freeway is this one? The eastbound, is this the 91? Yeah, the westbound or the, yes, I think this is in Riverside, the 91 freeway westbound at Maple Street, and it looks like it's moving nicely on both sides of this 91 freeway. Drive times in and out of downtown LA on that West 10 between the 5 to the 405. This is going towards Santa Monica, 32 minutes. It's improved. It was about 41 minutes, just about 45 minutes ago. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, 23 minutes. That's much better. Westbound 60 between the 57 to the 5, 33 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
Hi, I'm Adrian with My Home Sold, and we want to buy your house. We buy any house in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, and no repairs. Go to myhomesold.com for a free same-day cash offer. That's myhomesold.com.
It is 10:18 this morning. Laguna Beach is cracking down on oversized beach structures. Starting May 26, only standard umbrellas are allowed on most beaches. So tents, canopies, and large shade setups are banned, except in designated areas at Main Beach and Aliso Beach with very strict size limits. Violators could face fines up to $500.
The environmental group Heal the Bay is out with its beach report card for this year and right in time for Memorial Day weekend. It details beach water quality and warns which beach beaches to avoid. So topping the so-called beach bummers list is the shoreline near the Santa Monica Pier. It's the 10th consecutive year the pier area has ranked as one of California's most polluted beaches. The group says bacteria levels remain high despite years of remediation efforts. A single exposure to water contaminated with bacteria can lead to illnesses, including rashes, ear infections, and gastrointestinal issues. 6 of the 10 worst sites are in Northern California's San Mateo County due to enclosed harbor and lagoon areas there. The worst of the worst is in San Diego County. I don't know why this video is up here, but let's switch it over. Talking about beaches in San Diego County on border with Tijuana. If you want to know the current, though, weekly grade for your favorite beach, do go to beachreportcard.org and click on the map.
Okay, a lot of people love to head out of town for Memorial Day weekend, but where are they going? A recent survey looked at the most searched destinations for the long weekend. Sandra, where do you think people are going?
San Diego?
Okay, let's see.
I don't know.
Drum roll, please. The top 5 destinations research for the weekend. I know, right? According to Skyscanner.
Okay.
New York. Then people are coming here.
Vegas.
People are going to Vegas.
That.
Honolulu, Hawaii, Orlando, Florida.
Ah, must be nice.
I know.
Dream.
I know, right? Must be nice.
Yeah, get on a plane, I guess.
We're going to end up here hanging out with people on vacation.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what we'll do. All right, a new display is opening up Saturday at the Aquarium of the Pacific.
Coco's live with a preview of Jelly Dreamscapes. Coco, this is so cool.
This is so cool, and I think people should add this to their list to come for Memorial Day weekend. Come and check out this new exhibit at the Aquarium of the Pacific, where you can learn so much about jellies. I am here with Alex now, who has gracefully taken all of my questions this morning. So this is really such a cool species, the fried egg jelly. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so these guys are tropical species. They will get bigger than this. They're juveniles at the moment. As they grow, the center of their bell actually gets this dark orangey yellow, and then the rest stays pretty light colored, so that's why they're called fried egg jellies. They look like a fried egg. They're really cool. They're just starting to get their little appendages, and it's starting to turn purple. They're some of my favorites.
Yes, I can see why. They're some of my favorites too now. And this species next to us, tell us about it, what we know about it so far.
So this species is really cool. This is a undescribed species. So they were found on the Pacific side of the Mexican country. Sorry. They are a species of sea nettle, so we know the genus, so they're Chrysora, but we don't know the species yet because they are still being figured out. Their DNA is being barcoded. They're being described scientifically, but they have these really, really long, beautiful tentacles that they use to catch food. They, as you can see, get a little bit tangled, but actually the jellies are really good at untangling themselves. So when you watch them, you'll see they kind of do this little pull on their arms, and they'll start to untangle themselves, which is really interesting to watch.
It is, because I've been watching the different configurations throughout the morning and how they've kind of detangled themselves. So jellyfish are just fascinating. Tell us what we know about them so far, because they're just like kind of beyond our imagination of what we understand.
Yeah, they're actually really hard to describe because they're so different than people. They don't have brains, they don't have hearts. They're very basic in their anatomy, but they do have a nervous system, they have a mouth, they have stomach sacs. So they're just like little sacs that the food travels to. They do have some rudimentary eyes, so they can sense light, but they don't really see in the same way that we do. And these jellies are super cool in that the long arms are what are called tentacles, so they actually have the stinging cells known as pneumatocysts, and that's what they use to catch their prey. They will then take that food up to those fluffy looking arms in the middle, and those are called oral arms. So the oral arms are actually what brings the food to the mouth.
Wow. And I've met so many members of the team here, and the team's so amazing. Talk about how you all care for these jellies, too.
We have a wonderful team here. We have a number of jelly experts that help. We culture about 50 species in-house, which I think might be the largest in the U.S. I'm going to say we are. So it's just a ton of work. We're constantly cleaning the Paula plates and cleaning the exhibits so that the jellies have a nice clean place to live. Lots of different types of food that we give these animals. So we want to make sure they have a good varied diet. So they eat plankton, but we also give them krill in a slurry form. And actually some of the jellies are medusivores, which mean they actually eat other jellies. So we do raise some jellies to feed other jellyfish.
That's incredible. You were telling me they have short lifespans, though, which makes me kind of sad.
They do. On average, they only live about a year.
Well, thank you so much, Alex, for talking to us. Thank you for taking all of my questions throughout the morning. Between Carlos and I, we have had so many questions, and Alex has answered all of them. So we have learned so much about jellies. So I highly recommend you come here to the Aquarium of the Pacific. This exhibit is going to open on Saturday, so you can see all the different species that they will have and learn a lot. I'll send it back to you.
I felt your energy there, Coco. It was like, oh no, way to end it on a high note. Oh no.
I know. Only a year.
I know that.
Because I was asking, because I was like, I want one as a pet. Right? Like, I would love to have one at home, but they only live for a year, so you get attached and then they're gone.
I know. They're stunning, though. The aquarium is really so cool. They always have something really cool there. That's awesome. Okay. I hope you've been having a great morning.
I could stare at those all day long. Very beautiful.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
All right, I'm back. let's talk about our weather and let's talk about how warm it's getting outside. In fact, as we compare how it is right now compared to yesterday at this hour, it is definitely noticeably warmer. It's warmer by about 7 degrees in Lancaster, 6 degrees warmer right now in Big Bear City than yesterday, 6 in Burbank, 4 in Torrance. We've got 1 degree warmer in Fullerton. Not much change in Los Alamitos. That's close enough to the coast where that sea breeze is starting to really kind of kick in. We're going to see a shift in that wind this afternoon. The Santa Ana winds at least are weaker right now, and that's the good news. There's no wind advisories in effect, just that air quality alert. But as we look at the onshore flow returning, that's going to bring in more of that cloud cover, that stratus pushing inland, especially as we get to Friday and Saturday. This is going to increase the relative humidity values in the atmosphere, and this will also lessen the fire danger. So that's the good news as we move ahead past today into tomorrow, Friday, and the upcoming holiday weekend. And that's going to be around and into next week as well. No organized systems, unfortunately, to bring us some much needed rain, like that kind of moisture, but at least this will help to mitigate fire danger when we talk about the marine layer returning. Right now, we're looking at 76 degrees currently in downtown LA with the calm winds there. The winds are a little gustier, of course, around those fires because that can create its own wind, but it is still going to be quite hot today. So that will add to the fire danger. 89 degrees for downtown LA. But look at how it drops tomorrow to that 83 degrees, still sunny. And as we continue that cooling trend, you'll see here Pasadena 88 today, 84 tomorrow, but back down to the 70s this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then the holiday on Monday, 74, which is very close to average, by the way. So we'll be in the 70s, not too hot, not too cool, right, with afternoon sunshine. Boyle Heights 89 today, down to around 74 on the holiday Memorial Day. I'll show you the rest of the 7-day forecasts coming up when I come back. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. New this morning, representatives from several law enforcement agencies held a morning news conference to address the recent rash of residential burglaries in LA County. Here's Sheriff Robert Yuluna. All right, we'll try to get to that in a bit for you. I want to tell you a little bit more about what happened here in this press conference because Sheriff Luna joined District Attorney Nathan Hochman and others to discuss high-tech tactics many burglars are using. Luna was also a guest in our studio earlier this morning, and he shared this message with our viewers.
Hidden cameras placed near residences. So when I show you this, it is a box, a wooden box wrapped in artificial turf. What's in it is a phone and a camera with extra batteries. If you see anything that looks like this in your neighbor's home, in your home, report it to us immediately. You're out walking in your neighborhood, you see something suspicious, you got to give us a call. There are people who do surveillances, drones. Oh, if you see a suspicious drone, give us a call. Let us know what's happening. Everybody needs to know that, again, just like everything else, we need to watch each other's backs.
Now, Luna also emphasized it's not a good idea to tell people on social media when you're going to be on vacation away from your home, especially for long periods of time. We just need those constant reminders to stay vigilant, right?
Yep, stay safe out there. Help yourself. All right, developing this morning, the LAPD is investigating the death of a 4-year-old girl found locked inside a car in Valley Village. Video from Skyfox showing a white tent over a vehicle parked in a driveway. The LAPD saying it responded to an emergency call in a neighborhood near McCormick Street and Bluebell Avenue around 3:45 yesterday afternoon. When officers arrived, they found the little girl unresponsive. She was pronounced dead at the scene. This tragic situation happened on a day when temperatures in Valley Village reached the upper 80s. It's not clear how long the girl had been in the car.
It's a somber mood. Everyone's very down, and this whole block, they probably all know each other and have Sabbath meals together all the time, and kids go to the same school, so it's just very down right now.
The LAPD says this is both a homicide investigation and a death investigation at this point.
The NAACP and leaders of the Congressional Black Caucus are asking black college athletes to join the fight against racial gerrymandering. Yeah, they want athletes to boycott schools in southern states where redistricting has marginalized minority voters.
We are here standing in solidarity with the NAACP and its call for athletes to boycott institutions within the SEC that belong to states that have unleashed these Jim Crow-like racially oppressive tactics, which is unacceptable, unconscionable, and un-American.
The boycott is being called out of bounds. They're asking black athletes and also fans and alumni to withhold athletic and financial support to those schools, arguing their athletic programs rely on black talent and therefore should protect black political interest. The NAACP identified 8 states: Tennessee, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, Mississippi, South Carolina, Texas, and Georgia. They want people to withhold their commitments until the states, quote, restore fair congressional maps and meaningful black representation.
No representation, no revenue, no one black should be on a playing field of institutions that's living off of our labor, and yet in states that are seeking to reinstitute a sharecropping reality.
The boycott comes after a wave of redistricting across the country ahead of the midterm elections and after a Supreme Court ruling gutted parts of the Voting Rights Act.
A landlord in Michigan was supposed to be in his tenant's home making repairs.
Yeah, normal situation, right? But the renter was shocked and sickened when security video showed what the landlord was actually doing inside his home. Lauren Klein reports.
He walked back and forth through here naked. And
what did you do in the kitchen? I saw him come out with some kind of rag or something.
I don't know. I might have been trying to make a sandwich, but I don't know. It's creepy.
Their landlord was supposed to be removing dead birds from the attic. Instead, he was giving a lesson on the birds and the bees on camera. So right now we're kind of standing at the scene of the crime. Mm-hmm. What did you guys do? Did you clean before you?
Most definitely. My wife, she's germophobic, so I had to most definitely clean it before she even stepped in anywhere in this house, period.
It allegedly happened Monday in Westland while Javon Crawford and his wife were in the hospital with his sick grandma. His wife started getting alerts from their security cameras on her phone.
She just pointed the phone to me and I seen him just doing what he was doing right here in our house.
Was it live?
It was live. Live footage.
Oh my God.
Time stamped and everything.
Bonnet down, legs up for about an hour. I'm wondering too if this guy's done this before. He seems so comfortable.
Too comfortable. Too comfortable. So I know for a fact that somebody that comfortable, what else could be done?
That landlord has some explaining to do. We tracked him to his Canton Township home. Is this you, naked in a tenant's home? What? The Crawfords have handed that X-rated film over to police. How hard is it going to be next month to cut that check to him?
It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna probably write some languages on the back of the check for him to transfer to him. A little special memo. Yeah, special memo. Yeah.
All right, breaking news right now. Press conference indicting Raul Castro, former president of Cuba.
Acts of violence resulting in the deaths of American citizens. Nations and their leaders cannot be permitted to target Americans, kill them, and not face accountability. President Trump is committed to restoring a very simple but important principle. If you kill Americans, we will pursue you, no matter who you are, no matter what title you hold, and in this case, no matter how much time has passed. I want to thank, and everybody in this room should thank, the FBI, the prosecutors, and the agents who worked on this matter. It includes the intelligence community and our federal and state law enforcement partners. They did the work here, so thank you. There's a reason why myself and the senator and other leadership are here and not in Washington, D.C. to announce this indictment. The community here, you all, understands the history of the Cuban regime better than anyone in America. Many families here know the cost of oppression. I've heard stories over the past week and past months, every one of them heartbreaking. They know that the pain caused by the regime did not stop at the island's shores. And today's indictment, while it does not bring back the murdered victims, it makes a statement. The United States government has not forgotten these innocent men who were shot out of the sky. And as in every criminal case, the defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty by a jury of their peers. But today, the Department of Justice has taken an important step and brought this indictment. I'm proud to stand here on this podium with U.S. Attorney Jason Redding Quinones to my right, Chris Rea, Deputy Director of the FBI. You're gonna get to clap. You're gonna get to clap for Jason in 20 seconds. Chris Rea, Deputy Director of the FBI, and James Utheimer, the Attorney General of this great state. And your great U.S. Senator is here as well. She's very busy in D.C., but wouldn't miss this for the world. So thank you for being here, Senator Moody. So I want to thank Jason for his leadership down here in Florida. He's doing a great job beyond